one of you are toxic?
Not me.
I am toxic as fuck.
Hey. Hello. You are now listening to the Black Bougie Broads featuring Kev podcast. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Doing great.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, he's here. A little hung over the hill, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be. Best way to be.
So
birthday celebrations.
Birthday celebration. Look now, we get to the age you hit it too hard, you might not.
Now
get
wait a
back
minute.
up.
Now what's your birthday?
My birthday is actually in 2 days, so you can't really celebrate during the week. So it's like you gotta celebrate on the weekend. But
That's what's up.
Well,
I'm
happy
getting washed
birthday.
in age. No, thank you. But I'm getting washed in age, so it's like
Oh my gosh.
you can't party but till like 12, 1 o'clock, and you like, man, I'm done. Like, why am I still up?
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, you've made it here with us to talk about something I think is actually quite interesting.
I'm happy.
Talking
I'm
about
happy to be here.
toxic relationships. Now, which one of you are toxic?
Not me.
I am toxic as fuck.
Not you, Erica, Janice, neither of y'all.
No, I'm not toxic.
Yeah.
I'm going on 10
toxic.
years of marriage soon and 20 years in the same relationship. So if we toxic, we just toxic together, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like everybody got the capacity to be toxic. Just depend on who you with.
Yeah, you got something toxic in you. A toxic trait.
But that wasn't the question. The question was,
Who is toxic?
who is toxic?
Not me.
So the person who said he's toxic, he is our guest today. Because we got Mr. Kev, we got Miss Janice, you got myself. So snikkedy, let us know who you are and what you got going on for all the and for the record. Are you available? Are you a kept man?
Well, let me start with that one. I'm not kept. Last time I checked, let me check. I don't think I'm kept by anybody. So I'm single.
All right.
Let me just say that. That's the politically correct way to say it. I don't think I'm kept by anybody.
All right.
But
Are you looking to be kept?
I mean, I don't know. I just said I was toxic, so I probably won't get any. My DMs will not be popping after this. But
that's not true. Good. That's not true. Some women want toxic. Some of them, that's what they like. That's what they get off.
They're gonna be like, "Ooh, he toxic."
Look, he must not watch Married at First Sight, huh?
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
No, I would say I'm looking to be kept, man. I think I'm getting older in age. I'm about to be 38 Tuesday, so it's kind of like, yeah, I think I need to start settling down if I want to think about kids, because it's like the older you get, that whole kids range is going to be like, I don't know about that. So I would say that. I say I'm looking to be kept. But I'm snikkedy, model, actor, radio personality, podcast host, wrestling manager, TV producer. I do too much shit, man.
Okay. And so why do you consider yourself to be toxic?
I mean, look, I would say that started for me when I was even in high school. I knew I was toxic because me and my homeboy used to always have this saying. He was like, yo, you can't mess with a girl because if you mess with a girl sexually, then you'll end up catching feelings. So it proceeded with me to college. And even now, it's like, a girl, I could have sex with a girl and I'd be like, oh man, this shit was good. I wonder what she's doing. Now I'm calling her all the time. Hey, are you busy? No, just a one night stand. But that was good. Can I have it one more time? Please don't. Please don't.
Interesting. I thought it's the other way around. I thought
so you just get sprung.
Man, listen, it's weird. Like I go through phases. Like I'll go through my whole phase where I can just fuck them and leave them alone. But then I'll go through that phase where it's like, well, if the head is good, I'm like, please, I want you to come back. I want to keep getting head from you. And then she's like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I have a boyfriend.
Wait, you actually said that? You actually told her that?
Yeah, I told her. I was like, man, the head is so good. Wow. I don't want you to stop. Can you? Then she's like, but I'm about to be in a relationship. I really want to be in a relationship. I was like, well, what can we do to not be in a relationship, but be in a relationship so I can get the head? So he
up front with you. He'll tell you from the get-go.
So would we consider let's ask the panel here. I mean, am I seeing? I don't know if I'm seeing this as toxic.
No, that's refreshing. He's being honest with you. He's being honest.
I'm not seeing necessarily toxic. I'm just seeing you just, you know.
But I done did some toxic shit.
I guess it depends, you know, how often this is happening and, you know, who this is happening with to say, like, if you're toxic, right? So it seemed like you're very open and honest with these ladies.
Yeah,
so
as I've gotten older, but when I was an ain't shit nigga, like, I would be making up, going to get the text apps and texting them from different numbers, be like, yo, I was just trying to see if you was with that man.
Oh, okay, wait. Pop, them brakes right there. Let me
that's where the toxic part
Okay, so let's go ahead and just dig in on here. So we're talking about relationships, toxic relationships, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, can you give us the scenario in which you had to use different numbers to communicate with a woman? Like, what made you do that? Okay. What kicked that off for you?
So let me say this: the statute of limitations is off for this now. So it's been about 4 or 5 years. So I'm not
sure. It could have been 6 months. We still would have loved to hear about it.
So like I was kicking it with this chick, and we was fucking around for a good minute, and you know there was talk about a relationship, but she ended up meeting another guy, and she was like, I don't know if I want to be with you, but I kind of want to be with him. So I didn't take that too well. So I, typed in did the Google voice. Then I did that for a little bit. Then she figured, oh, this is you. And I was like, okay, I got to switch it up. So then I found the other texting app. Yeah, it went on for about a good couple of months. And then I just was like, man, you got to take this L and, you know.
So when you say you found these other texting apps, were you texting her from like different numbers, or were you able to go in and see who she was texting with? And
it was different numbers. Like, true story, whether people want to admit this or not, women and
so you
men
were catfishing her, acting like you were someone else. Is what
like he was stalking her to me.
It was borderline stalking. That's why I said it was toxic. But true story. A lot of people don't tell you this, but a lot of people do have texting apps that I know girls that don't want to give their number out, so they give them a text now number or they use a text now. So it's not hard to get those numbers. The problem is now they make them so that you can local. So if you talk to somebody in North Carolina, it's not hard to get a 704, 919, or 910 number. Or if you're in DC, you can look up a 202 or 240 number. So you just go, okay, let me do this number. And I did that for a while. But, you know, as you get older, older in therapy, you learn that that's toxic situations and stalking, and you don't look like a great guy. So you got to cut that out.
So I think where I'm stuck is art. So were you texting her from different numbers because she was blocking the other numbers?
Well, we would text from a different number. She's like, who is this? And of course I'd make up some name. And then I'd be like, I just want to see if you got a relationship. And she'd be like, no. So then I would get pissed. And then I would text her from my number, be like, man, I thought you was in a relationship.
Oh.
This is like, how you know I'm not in a relationship? Well, I just know these things. And then I'll keep, you know, so yeah.
You were really into her. You couldn't help it. You just could not detach yourself from the situation.
He wasn't into her. He was into those sexual pleasures.
I was definitely in those sexual. Hey, yeah.
So it wasn't who she was as a person. It was what she could do for you.
It was what she could do for me, but that's what caused me, and I didn't want to let it go because if guys they don't tell you. This is why I feel like I'm more.
Yeah, tell us. Come on, Nick.
The truth of the matter is, a lot of guys won't tell you this, but if they get some good pussy or some good head, they don't want to let that shit go. I don't know about women when it comes to dick because I don't be slinging out. I mean, I don't sling out. I don't be taking dick from guys. But what I am saying is that guys can't. Guys, if they get some good shit, they don't want to let that shit go. Unless they're just some weirdo or alien. So if they get some good shit, you don't want to let it go. So you got to do what you got to do to keep it, I guess. That's why I said that.
That's how I'm over here just like this. Listen, this episode. This is
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get like a lot of dudes like, man, what the fuck? Yo, you pulled the
no. The lady's probably gonna be in your inbox like, preach.
Nah. But like my dude, what's the dude name? What's it? I don't know if it's Kevin or if it's David. The dude that just got, he like the relationship.
Kevin's the Jackson dude, the Jackson.
Right. You know, he got caught cheating on his wife and he giving out these relationship advice. So I was like, yeah. So
he was, so I feel like that is like a bit of narcissist and crazy, right? Like you giving out all this relationship advice and you're cheating on your wife. Like, what are we doing? And speaking about cheating, because we were actually talking about this before we started recording. So again, we're talking about toxic relationships. Just here recently, Sweetie and Quavo broke up because he cheated on her. And I saw the toxicity in that situation where he just didn't have ownership of it. Or if he was a grown man, he would have just kept his mouth shut. You know, like when T.I. and Tiny were pressed up about the stuff that they were doing, they really didn't have too much to say. It's like, if you in the red, just don't say anything at all. So Sweetie just put out a little cute memo like, listen, I'm not going to be nobody's dummy. We are broken up. He cheated on me and I'm not going to take it anymore. And instead of him just taking the L, right? He decided to respond and repo the car he gave her. He gifted her a high-end luxury vehicle, and through the night he took it back.
Well, who name was the car in though?
I don't know.
So that matters also. Like, I don't know certain gifts. I feel like if you give it to somebody, you just have the right to take it back. If that car was still in his name, then he can't take it back. But if it was in her name, then he don't have the rights to take it back.
Well,
so
according to Judge Judy, once you give a gift, you relinquish any interest in it. So once you
not
give
if it's in your name and you making payments, that's
you
not
shouldn't
a gift.
have gave it then. You shouldn't have gave it
she should have been smart enough to say, hey, put this car in my name, honey.
If it was
Sweetie needs to go see Judge Judy then.
Because if they went to go see Judge Judy, he would have to get a car
Judge
back.
Judy only do small claims. She's only small claims, $5,000.
Oh, the $5,000. Because when it's a gift, because he gifted it, when you gift something and then you decide to take it back in court, if I'm not mistaken, the person that it was gifted to gets to keep the item.
Now, when you're talking about like a car that's actually in somebody's name, that's legally his car.
Did he
regardless if he say, hey, you can drive this a gift, legally it's in his name.
It doesn't matter if he gave it to her. Judge Judy, if she wasn't small claims, would just have in the courtroom would just have him sign over the title and give it to her.
Yes, because I was like, when it's a gift, I've seen it play out where if something is gifted, we'll have to get a lawyer. If we do a live on this, and when we go live, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and
were they engaged?
No.
Okay, because engagements is a little bit different, like because I think engagement, because that's in contemplation of marriage, and if it doesn't happen, then you have to give that back. But if it's a gift,
maybe that was an engagement car. People like to skip.
So a little legal knowledge for you if you ever end up on Judge Judy.
So let me ask you this,
somebody
Kevin.
suing you, just say it was a gift.
So let me ask you this: what if, because just because people have money don't mean they go in there and pay cash for it or what have you. So what if he was leasing it, or if he still had to make a car payment? He would still have to make that car payment every month.
We're gonna have to get the lawyer.
You see what I'm saying?
That's above my pay grade. I don't know.
And it was a gift. So we're gonna have to get a lawyer in here. But did anybody see that as toxic? Like, just for me, I was like,
that's a little toxic.
Like I said, it depends on the reason.
Man,
that's a little toxic.
You already cheated.
Like
that's
a
little toxic on both of them.
If it was paid for, that's a different story. But if it was leased,
I'm with you,
or if
Johnny,
he had to make car payments on that every month, how you making car payments for somebody you ain't with no more?
Right,
that don't even make sense.
But see, it would be different if she did him dirty. He literally decided to stick his Twix in another candy pack.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever happened, they're not together.
She didn't request that. She did not ask to be cheated on. She did not ask for the gift.
She should have a problem giving it back.
Well, but it was a gift. So she was the innocent person in this. So if you're gonna be a toxic individual, knowing that you made the money, yes, you gifted her, but you made the decision to cheat. So in the midst of you cheating, she also is gonna have to reap the unfortunate experience of everything you gave her coming back to you.
I'm not saying everything. I'm not saying everything.
Because we don't know what else he
look how fast Janice done flipped me. Not because it's now I'm thinking about if it was me and I had to make payments. Nah, not everything, but that.
Well, he should have pulled that card before he cheated.
What you're not gonna do is get a windfall of a car just because I made a mistake.
No, that ain't no mistake. Hold on. Let's be clear. That was a very deliberate act. You knew good and damn well you was going to go have sex with somebody else. So you didn't think about your actions before you did it, did you?
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe he didn't think about that part, but I mean, for him to repo the car, he knew what the fuck he was doing. Now, sticking his Twix in another candy, sticking his Twix in another
sticking his Twix in another Kicks is something else.
That's a different story. That's another topic for another day. But
you know what? That meant he didn't think she was gonna leave him.
Probably. She probably stayed there. You know, they probably have some with these celebrity relationships. You never know what type of agreement these people have and all this. Like, so you know.
Look at so when we talk about relationship, look at A-Rod and J-Lo. They were talking about calling it quits this week or calling off the engagement. Now all of a sudden they're working things out.
What was that? What was that? I didn't understand.
Was sick. You want me to tell you what it was? She was sick of his shit. That's what it was.
That's what exactly. Toxic.
She was sick of his shit.
But look, J-Lo can't keep a man anyway, so I'm questioning her. I mean, every nowadays she's with a different person engaged to how many people? I mean, come on.
You think it's J-Lo? You think
it's J-Lo, bro?
It's J-Lo. She's toxic.
That's what I said. Look, and I think she was like, yo, this is about to be my sixth situation that I'm about to be done with. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna make this shit work because I don't want no other dude out there.
I don't want to think that it's J-Lo. I don't want to think that it's
Kevin.
But listen, if we use that rationale with J-Lo for everybody, think about how many relationships you had before. Well, not you, Janice, but before you find the individual. Now we're not gonna say marriage because J-Lo didn't marry all of them. Then that would make you look toxic. I done been in about 21 different relationships in my lifetime, and just because none of them work.
I feel like I gotta fact check Kevin on this. Go ahead.
What you mean? What you trying to say?
21. We just going with, bro. We going with 21. You've been in 21 situations.
Okay. Thank you for getting me back on track. And since none of them worked out, does that mean I'm toxic?
But 21 serious relationships, Kevin. I mean, J-Lo's been with these men
probably about 3
for years.
That's what I'm saying. J-Lo done been in 6 serious, high profile, like. Case in point, she took a pic. I don't care what nobody said. This was toxic.
I refuse to believe that J-Lo is the problem.
Well, okay, Kevin. You don't have to believe it, but we all say J-Lo is toxic.
I'm just saying. I think she's toxic because she took the picture with A-Rod and Mark Anthony a long time ago.
She sure did. But
and everybody was like, but they were broken up. It didn't matter. No, you do good at toxic.
I mean, but they're in a community. They are our Latin brothers and sisters, and they have money, so they run in the same group. So she probably was like, "Yeah, this is my ex-husband," but this A-Rod is one. But wait a minute, individual.
J-Lo is like up there. Does she not earn the right to be a little toxic? If that's what you're saying, she is.
No, because if you're toxic,
look at the way that Janice and Erica looking at me now.
No, because if you're toxic, you're toxic. It is what it is. I mean, it's not necessarily saying that they are terrible people. It's just that do you? And this is a question we could go into. If you know somebody is toxic, why would you invest in being in a relationship with them? Or are we not privy to just how interested? Because I think toxic people are an issue. You know, you all know in the last couple of months, the word toxic has been thrown around a lot for me. And I'm just like, people who are toxic, it's an issue. It's an issue. Like, I'm not saying, just in my personal life with other stuff, but it's like, I don't do toxic relationships of any sort, friends, dating someone who's toxic. Like I don't do it.
Right.
If I smell that somebody has major like issues, I just won't even get involved.
But how do you know? How do you know if they got? I mean, because people wear cologne and perfume all the time.
That's true, and the funk still lives.
Speak on it.
But I take my time. So if anybody knows me, I just don't be jumping in a relationship. Like, I took my time talking to someone on and off for like almost 2 years. You know, I just took my time with it. I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm just not gonna jump all the way in. And with me talking to that person on and off for 2 years, he wasn't necessarily the only person that I talked to, because I was like, I ain't gonna waste my time too much on that. Like, but I would see how his head was at, and I would cultivate a certain type of friendship to see if they're of quality.
But that's the thing. Some people say that's toxic, because why can't you just commit to one situation? Why do you have to dip and dab in the multiple situations?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Look at Kevin. You see what I'm saying, Johnny? You see what we're talking about before we got on here? Look at Kevin. And it wasn't that I was dipping and dabbing. Let's be clear. I'm not having sex with a whole lot of people. And when I say a whole lot of people, I'm not having sex with more than one person. And I'm very, very picky about who I would have sex with anyway, because once you have sex with somebody, and this will actually go into this question that you brought to me, Nick, but I'm picky as hell. Like, you just not about to call me your girlfriend without you vetting me and me vetting you, and that's through a quality friendship. Like, we can hang out, we can converse. Now, if the stars are just aligning and everything is beautiful, okay, yes, I'll clamp it down with you, and I'll say, okay, let's definitely give this a try. It's just that you need to give people some time, because it's something about that 4 or 5 month window right there. 4 or 5 months is when the wicked come out. You be like, whoo, there it is. And it's not necessarily that I'm looking for it, but I'm just giving everything time. Because I get comfortable and I like to joke and have a good time. Because dudes, when they come to me, they think they're just dating a model or this, that, and that. I'm like, bruh, that is just a job. That has absolutely nothing to do with when I wake up in the morning, what I say and what I do. And, you know, if you just call me off the random, be like, hey, Erica, it doesn't impact my conversation with you. But I just feel like it takes time. It just really takes time. And I just refuse to buckle down with somebody who has things that kind of are outside of my comfort zone in a negative way.
No, I mean, I respect that, but I'm just saying, like, I respect that and agree with you 110%. It's just there's going to be some people that are going to question that, because they're going to hear that you date they're going to say that you entertain multiple people. And they're, you know, we live in this world of, in this society now where it's weird to date multiple people. Like 20, 30 years ago, maybe even 40 years ago, I would say 80s, 90s, people, when you say you're dating, we always older people term dating as multiple people going on dates. But if you say in 2021, if you say you're I'm dating, they feel like, oh, you're dating one person. You'd be like, no, I'm going on dates with multiple people. What, you sleeping with them? And they start asking all these questions.
No, I'm not an advocate for, I mean, if people choose to sleep with multiple people, hey, that's their thing. And when I say dating, I'm talking about just conversing, hanging out, not necessarily if somebody's in that special place where we talk every single day and we're, you know, that's different to me. That means we are really going into that relationship zone. But I don't feel like everybody deserves your undivided attention when you're just starting to get to know them, because if you do that, you're gonna it's an investment that's gonna pop almost every single time, because 9 times out of 10 the gentlemen that are single are definitely, they can say, I'm really trying to get to know you, but you know they probably talking about 3, 4 other people. I'm just saying.
That's my line.
They try to talk to 3 or 4 people. And I feel like if you're a successful woman and you out here doing your thing, but you know you're wifey material and you want, you know, the best gentleman in your life, it'd be stupid for you to just necessarily shut your life down for potential when you have a solid sitting there.
Just don't put your eggs all in one basket.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. So speaking of that, and we continue. So you meet a guy, y'all talking. It's been past that 4th, because you said 4 to 5 months is when you start seeing the signs.
So crazy start coming out.
so then the 6th month, you thinking about relationship, and he tell you, I like where we going. I like where we chilling right now and stuff like that. Are you going to continue the situation, or are you going to sit there and be like, no, this is toxic, I'm going to get out? Because that's what I hear a lot from women that I talk to as well. It's like after 3 or 4 months, they ask them what we doing, and the dude hit them with the, I kind of like where we at, yo. I kind of like us just chilling, seeing where things go. Yeah. And they get mad because they like, oh, this nigga don't know what he want, or he not looking for a relationship. He just want to keep fucking me. But sometimes, like you said, I just want to just chill and see what off and on. I might need a year or so, but
intentions need to be relayed up front. You know what I'm saying?
We too old to be talking to somebody for a year and you don't know if you want to be with them or not. I'm sorry. Do not waste my friend's time. That's 35, 36, 37. You know, they got plans. They got things they need to do. So if it takes you a whole year to know if you need to be in just a relationship, just to say, oh, we're in a relationship. How long is it going to take for you for engagement, marriage? Yes. I mean, come on now. We too old for that.
Yeah. So what, 6 months? 6 months?
I feel like 6 months is like healthy. Because a lot of people jump into relationship month 2, which is nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know for me, if I met a certain type of man who just blew my socks off, what? You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't entertain it. It would definitely be something that would be on my mind. But has that occurred yet? No. And then number 2, you have to be open and honest with people so that you don't lead them down a road of the toxicity of, I got you just sitting waiting on the bubble. You know, you don't want to do that. So with me, I'll relay how I feel as time goes. And as should the other person. And, you know, he should tell me, look, I really want to be with you. And I could say, you know what, I think we're going in the right direction. Or, hey, these are certain things that are probably, I'm sure I'm driving you crazy, but this is driving me absolutely nuts. You know, so it just needs to be high level of communication.
So let me ask you this real quick. So because you are a model and you see this, like, do you see that the dudes that may approach you now is kind of like different? Because the reason why I say this, because it's another toxic situation. I was talking to a girl last year and she knew I modeled. But she also knew that I'm very friendly and I'm very flirtatious. So I might tell a girl, oh, I like that. I like the color red on you. You're my woman crush Wednesday. Hey, you're model bae. Something lighthearted. That's all it was. But the girl I was dating, it was bullshit. It was bullshit because I was trying to fuck the model. But anyway, the model and me were back and forth. Like I would go on her page and be like, oh, where are we traveling? To me, it was just lighthearted flirting. The problem was the girl I was seeing was mad. Like, who the fuck is that?
Who wouldn't be mad?
Yeah, but it wasn't.
You just told us you wanted to have relations with the girl, right?
So you don't think secretly. That was secretly. I was just
we know. We women, we have intuition. We know that she knew that's what you wanted to do.
I was just gauging interest. I didn't.
I mean, but you weren't serious about the girl you were with, clearly.
Well, she might have known that he was a flirtatious individual.
She knew that he wanted to. He
wanted. He. It's a difference between flirting and
he said that. But did he ever act on it? Is what I'm saying.
I never acted on it.
But if she would have gave him the opportunity,
right,
he wouldn't have been able to bat that down. He'd have just laid back and let do what it do.
How you gonna say that? He might have.
I'm gonna tell you, we're women, Kevin. We know what it is. Because if that woman knew that she had, listen, I don't use these superpowers like that. But if a woman knows that she can choke you up and take you, she gonna do it. If she really want to, you know, she knows that she has the ability to do so. What he was telling that other woman, the model, which I'm gonna ask who it is once we get off here. But you know, the other woman, because I'm pretty sure I do know. But you know, when a gentleman puts himself in a position where he is like, "Hey, what's up?" A woman is like, you know, after a couple times, you're like, okay, if I wanted to, I could have him in any type of fashion that I like. Or, you know, she at least knows if I want something from him, I can go there with him. It may not be a long-term marriage. It may not be a long-term relationship. But if he's spitting that type of game to her, she at least knows on a lonely night, she could hit up him and be like, what you doing? And he might respond. He might, because he's putting stuff publicly on her social media.
Right. And which on is the other foot, his girlfriend knows that too, because she's a woman.
Well, she wasn't my girl. We were just somebody was talking.
Oh, well,
anyway,
I would have dropped you off of that.
Right.
That's why I said I'm toxic. I admit it. I'm toxic.
I would have been like, listen, he is just really trying to just throw his stick in every little pot he can. Okay, so were you done interviewing me, Nick, about these? relationship.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that off air. We good. We'll talk about that.
No, it's fine. Everybody know I'm the single Pringle. Well, Kevin's single too. You know,
I'm single. Are we all single? Hey,
yeah,
except for Johnny.
Except for Johnny.
Right.
Yeah,
you
we all
y'all single, ready to mingle.
Johnny said, I am that woman that is a wife and a mother. Y'all better not come at me incorrectly. Yeah. But this might be a good question. And Johnny and Kevin, y'all gonna be like, So there was a question that Nick said he would love to be posed. And people who are listening to us, or if you're seeing this on social media, please feel free to comment about this. Does raw sex equal a relationship?
Do y'all want me to answer? Because mine is just straightforward and to the point.
Yes, Johnny.
Okay, to me, if somebody don't tell you in a relationship, then if you don't have that conversation, then you're not in a relationship. That's just my point of view.
So do you think raw sex equal a relationship?
No.
It equals something, but I don't know if it equals a relationship.
You may get a baby in 9 months. That's all.
You may get something else too.
Right.
See, I can't take them kind of gambles.
I can't do
I can't do that. See,
but
some people like the risk. Some people, that turns them on.
I did. Like a few years ago, I did like that risk of. Well, let me see how I feel without it.
I'm gonna roll the dice. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Let me see how I feel real quick. If I get a kid, oh well. I'll make sure next time I'll make sure I wrap it up. Here's the reason why I bring this up too. I did pose this question with my friends last night, and they're much older. They're in their like mid 40s, borderline 50. They said the same thing. They was like, no. They was like, it don't. Well, one of them said yes. And their reasoning is, if I feel comfortable to have unprotected sex with you, then my goal and my thought process is that you're not fucking nobody else. So if I'm sleeping with you unprotected, that means me and you are under the conclusion that nobody else is having sex with me. Here's the reason why I did ask that. So Friday night, I snuck off to go see a situation of mine that I've been dealing with for several years.
Mm-hmm.
And now the last time I saw her, there was no unprotected sex. So this time we kicking it. We getting ready to do the do. She says, do you have a condom? So at least in my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck you asked me, do I got a condom for? Like, I've had sex with you without one before. And now you saying you get a condom. Now my friends was like, that means she fucking somebody else. And I was like, well, let me wrap that shit up and keep going. But I didn't adequate that. Like, if I'm using unprotected sex, I mean, I'm not just raw dogging all these chicks out here. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that was the logic that, they told me last night is she might be fucking somebody else. That's why she want to use
that could be it, but it could be several different reasons. Okay, so now in today's world, one, she could have not been on birth control anymore. So, that could have been why she wanted you to wrap it up. Because now, a lot of women don't want to take birth control and they could track on their phone when they're ovulating, right? So when you're ovulating, you definitely want to use that protection. So that could be a reason too. I mean, she could be messing with somebody else, but she could no longer be on birth control.
Well, I ain't going to see her for another year, so I'm good.
And that's another reason why she probably.
Well, wait a minute. So did y'all end up doing it? Y'all ended up doing it?
Yeah, she actually didn't have protection.
So
I had it.
So why don't you see her for a year?
I don't really see her like that anyway. I'll see her maybe every 6 months.
She gonna listen to this and be like, "This is some bullshit."
Right. That's why she asked his ass to wrap it up.
Listen, shit. I'm already trying to
figure in a whole year. I don't know what that did.
But you see, there was no incentive of giving you raw sex. There was no incentive because she's only going to see you every blue moon. So why give you, no offense, that quality sex when you are a every here and there type person? You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I do decide to go there with somebody, we about to be together for a very long time, if not forever. I'm going to tell you when the talk of sex became super, super serious for me, because it's not a lot of people in this world that can say they've had me anyway. So that's the lovely part of all of this. And that's why I can go to homecoming like, hi, everybody. Hey, what's up? Because listen.
Yeah, you want to go get that? Yo, I know her, yo.
Erica, they can say it. It just might not be true.
Oh, but it's okay. Because I'll be like, they lying. I would just be like, they're crazy.
Everybody can say it.
But this is when I knew, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be careful. We were at homecoming like 2012, 2013. And I was talking to this gentleman who was Aggie himself, and one of his friends, who's also Aggie, was like, I don't know if they knew that I was like earshot away from them, but he said, his homeboy said to him, you need to put a baby in her. And I just was sitting back like,
oh shit.
I mean, like, I was really distraught. I mean, you would have thought somebody slapped me. Like, Johnny's, I was like, what? And we hadn't even had anything. So he was like, man, you need to stop playing and put a baby in her. That's the type that you need to put a baby in. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a compliment.
I would say so too.
Yeah, that is no.
Yes, it is. That's a compliment.
I was sitting there like, oh, hell no. So that's really when I was just like, girl, you gotta be careful, cause
man, that's a compliment, Erica. That man saw a future in you for at least 18 years.
His friend was trying to tell him to trap me. I was just sitting there like,
just because somebody put a baby in you don't mean that they're gonna be there, and don't mean they're gonna be.
He didn't say put a ring on it. He didn't say
He
didn't say date her. He didn't say put a ring on it. He said put a baby in her. I was
because
like,
he saw motherly. In guy interpretation, he saw motherly qualities and characteristics.
Like a trap. He was trying
he
to
saw
trap her.
Nick, that was toxic. That was a trap.
That was toxic as fuck. But the point is, he was trying to tell you that he saw motherly qualities in you, and that is something that you don't want to let go.
How did you proceed after that?
Oh yeah, it was like no bueno after that. I have this thing where,
but he didn't say it. His friend said it.
His friend said it.
But he didn't like stop his friend. He was like, yeah, and I was like, I mean, like I can't remember if I was in the bathroom and I could overhear, or if I was like across the room doing my makeup. I just remember being like, I'm gonna have to cut this all the way off. Like, this is not good. And that's where it kind of ended, was right there.
So you didn't hear from him ever? Like y'all
Oh no, he didn't get that kind of communication from me no more. Because I think I addressed it with him. I think I at least gave him the benefit of the doubt and addressed it with him to understand, okay, maybe his friend was just tripping. Oh no, baby, they were serious.
Was it alcohol? I mean, was it drinking involved? They could have been drinking,
It was definitely a lot going on, but I don't think we had made it to that point, because this was like the pregame. This is when everybody get together. And
so this wasn't on the yard. This was like on somebody's house type.
This is at the hotel. Like, we all linking up at the hotel before we go to a party situation.
Yeah.
So he literally meant he was literal. He was like, yeah, go.
And had you slept with him yet at that point?
No,
I can't remember. Oh, okay.
No. Oh no, I was like,
so that's probably why it freaked you out.
That's probably why. But see, his homeboy could have been drinking and he'd been feeling good.
His homeboy was serious as hell, Nick. He was like this. Come here.
Was he drunk though?
Baby in her. No. And I just remember thinking, so even gentlemen, and now I've heard about men getting quote unquote trapped, but I mean, y'all can at least stop the trapping to a certain extent. Okay, listen. Men, y'all actually drive the boat a little bit better than we do in regards to protection. You know good and dang gone well if the condom is on your ding-a-ling. Okay? You know if it's on there. If it's not on there, you have a 50%
I'm gonna stop you right there. So I'm gonna stop you right there. Shout out to the Horrible Decision podcast. Yo, if you haven't heard that, dope show. Anyway, dudes will fucking know that they can't wear magnums, or too small for magnums, but will wear magnums because the gold rapper want to be cool. They said on the episode that a dude that sometimes condoms will get stuck in the girl's pussy because dudes are wearing too big condoms and they don't know. So again, I get what you're saying, but you know, these dudes want to try to be Mr. King Dingaling, and they just because I got a Magnum on because that's what I heard gold rappers in the song, and you can't fit a gold rapper, but you want to be cool. You don't know if that shit fell off, and you just still going at it. So
if we at this age, you know, if you be honest, if you know that you are not equipped to wear the gold wrapper, go on and get the one that fit. Like you at this point, our demographic is the 30s, late 20s, 30s, and 40s. That's our demographic. So if you're listening to us, you're in that range. But if you're a younger person, be honest with yourself and go find the rapper that works best for you. That's the problem,
though. People are not honest with themselves. That's what it is.
So if you get pregnant because the gentleman, because women, we can see it. You know what I'm saying? We sitting there. I have had that happen to me.
They can see it too.
I was sitting there like this. It was like throwing a stick in a garbage trash bag. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You need to protect yourself and put on this other one and stop playing. Be proud of your meat.
But see, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I get what you're saying, but again,
Nick,
I'm not honest with you. I'm okay. I'm okay with what I use. I'm okay with what I use.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But the reason why, because, and it's again, you got to fault the women. Oh, he got to be, you know, a big thing. He got to be able to reach my stomach and all this other.
But a condom ain't gonna make it bigger, so that logic don't even.
But what I'm saying is this. I mean, I get that, but you have the logic of a man is thinking, because you have women say he has to be a certain length or he got to be a certain thickness, or I don't want no little dick dude or whatever. The logic, and I'm not saying this about myself because I know some girls are gonna be like, oh, he's saying it because he got a little dick. And I'm not saying that. I don't brag about my dick or whatever. But what I'm saying is, when you have that, when you see girls that are saying that, like, girl, I don't want no small dick, nigga, the logic of a man is, I gotta either act like I got one, or I have to do whatever to fake it, or like we talked about last night, I gotta make sure I eat that pussy good because I can't sling it. So I see what you're saying about blaming on guys, but you gotta fault some women in there too, because women be like that. I gotta have a big dick, nigga. I can't have no small dick. And then you get a big dick, nigga. He fuck your insides up, and now you don't know how to act.
See, it just sounds, to me, it sounds very juvenile. Right? Like if you are a grown woman, you know what you want.
But right. Erica, it's juvenile. But think about how many people. It's just people just set in their way. Think about how many people you know who are older who wear the wrong size clothing. Think about how many people you know that are older than you that wear this wrong bra size.
Oh, well, Kevin, to me that's different. To me, that's different because when you're talking about a condom and sex, we're talking about what could also happen to the other person. If you wear a crop top and you got a big old gut, guess what? That's on you. Like that's how you look. That's how you about to walk out the house, and that's on what I say.
It's right though.
But when you're talking about your impact on someone else and y'all future. Right. That's juvenile. You need to be honest. And I feel like, again, when we talk about our demographic, which is the age demographic, at this point in life, we should be super honest with each other. If a man is not packing what you want, you need to, girl, get it together, because he may have other things going for him that may help you out in the bedroom department. And then I feel like we also in the age range where gentlemen gonna tell you, you want that big old back, that ain't me. Okay, I got half of a little chimmy, what is it, chimmy stick or whatever they call it thing. I have had gentlemen tell me up front what is what. And I'm like, okay, because not everybody's looking for the same thing. Not every woman is looking for this amazingly large penis. I mean, it sounds good on a song. It sounds good in music. Oh, he gotta have a big dick. No, not everybody is trying to be in the ER. You know what I'm saying? So you need to have a communication. So that's why I feel like a lot of these things can be just avoided if people just had a dang on conversation.
They can be, but I feel like the consideration that you're talking about for the other person it's not going to be there, because what we hear is that if you want to be safe, wear a condom. So that's all they're going to do. They're going to wear a condom, whether or not it's the condom that fits you or not. They're going to wear one.
But how's that being safe? That's the question.
And how old are these people? That is like college juvenile stuff. If you are in your 30s doing this, that's sad. Kevin, if you're in your 30s doing this, that is sad. And I know that ain't real because ain't nobody came up to me with no craziness.
Because people ain't teaching you wear a condom and make sure it's the right size. They're just teaching wear a condom.
Wear a condom.
Kevin, what age group are you talking about?
No, he's serious. Because if you don't have that conversation with your, like my dad, my dad never taught me about sex, about wearing condoms or whatever. I had to learn from my homeboys. I had to learn from my homeboys. I had to learn from TV. I had to learn from video. So like you said, nobody told me, make sure you get the right condom that fits you. I was always taught, well, you got to get magnums because that's what the gold wrappers, because that's what the girls like and they want big dick. So if you got to make sure you get a magnum, even though you can't fit a magnum, you got to get a magnum because that's what we're taught.
I feel like this angle of the conversation is appropriate when we're like 20. Okay,
I would say even younger.
It doesn't matter how. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Okay, but when does it come to a point at the age where you realize, hey, this does not fit me?
Yeah,
like, why would somebody have to tell you?
I mean,
because ain't no grown man gonna continue to waste his money.
It sounds like it's common sense. It sounds like it's common sense, but that's why I was saying, think to the people who wear the wrong size coat or the wrong size bra, and they're older than you. It doesn't matter because you've been doing it all your life. You're gonna continue to keep doing it.
You won't even have good sex, Kevin, if you continue to buy the wrong size condom.
If you don't know any better, and that's all you've been doing, you think that is good sex. So
yeah. I gotta.
I think we a split house on this because that don't even make no sense. That don't even feel good for the woman.
But that's a male. That's a man. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's a woman to man thing, because if a guy is not being taught that, then of course he don't know. You're saying that he should know at our age, but some of these dudes
you don't wear the condom. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But however, if that was the case and we kept having sex with the same individual and the same thing, kept happening. You're gonna have a conversation with that person, say, look, we might need to change the brand, something ain't right. This not supposed to be happening.
We're gonna feel that.
To fix this.
That's best case. That means that this individual is fucking around with somebody consistently that cares about them enough to say that. But a lot of niggas are not. They just fucking around with whoever will give it to them. And nobody is saying anything because they're not sticking around after that first time or second time.
I just want to believe this is not happening in the 30s. But I mean, I could only take it from y'all that there are men out here who are just wearing the wrong size just to wear the wrong, even though that it's not enjoyable.
They just looking to get a nut. So they're looking to get a nut. So it's like, hey, I know I gotta have a condom. So it might be too big, but
I got one.
But I got one.
So they don't care about STDs and getting people pregnant.
No, because your thought process is, if I wear a condom, I'm not gonna get an STD. Right. I'm not gonna get her pregnant.
But it don't fit.
Hey, I got on the condom.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Because to me, this don't. Because Johnny's.
Girl, this don't make no sense.
This don't make no sense. Especially because men, you know what men gonna do? They have the perfect type of condoms in their house. All they do is just grab one of their handy dandy little condoms and go about their business. The only time I've ever seen this scenario play out is in college. And I said, listen, friend.
I can't wait for you to poll this and really.
Oh, I can't wait to either. It's so many things that's gonna come up off this episode.
Let's be clear. I wear the correct size, but I'm just saying I understand the concept.
I wear the right size too.
Like,
but you understand
how y'all figure it out then? How y'all figure it out?
I had a trial and error. That's what it was for me.
That's our point. That's what we're saying.
So why not stick with the bigger or the smaller ones then?
But see, everybody's not. Kevin can attest this or not. I had to do it by trial and error because I didn't know. But when I found the one that fit for me, that's how I did it. But just because I did a trial and error, just don't mean my homeboy Ray is gonna do the same thing. His thing might be like, Well, shoot, she like, I see the rappers talk about magnums. I got to wear magnums because that's what I'm supposed to have. That might be too small. It might be too big. Who knows? But because he hears magnums, that, you know what I'm saying? When I first started having sex, that's what it was for me. I saw magnum. Well, I got to get magnums. I had on the magnum one day.
How old was that? How old was that?
That was in my late 20s. But now because I had to try different. The reason why I found out, I'll be honest. I was fucking a girl one time and I was in a rush to get some condoms. And I said, shit, I don't see no magnums. Okay, let me get a Trojan. Let me get these Trojans, see if these work. Boom. Work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I was able to do trial and error. I go again. Shit, I can't find no Trojan. I can't find no Trojan. Can't find no. Okay, let me try Durex. Yo, that shit don't work. Okay, now let me go back to what I know. But again, that's what I did. Some of these guys aren't doing that.
Well, that is quite
informative, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna say that's the word, because what you did is what I would think any human being would do. If something don't fit, you just fix it.
That's like wearing a shoe. That's like wearing a shoe. Like you gonna walk around wearing a Shaq shoe on your small feet, or you gonna wear a baby shoe on your big feet? Like that don't make sense.
I mean, if it's something that's gonna impact just you, yeah, that whatever. You can burst your pinky toe or let the junk just fly. I don't care.
But let's be honest. If we having sex, I mean, Johnny, you been with your man. You married, so I don't know if this would count for you. But if you having sex and laying down with a dude, are you really looking at him and be like, hold on, babe, make sure that you got on the right condom, because I don't want you flipping me over and, you know what I'm saying, this ain't the right condom. Are you asking? As a woman, are you asking those questions?
You're gonna know. It's very apparent. That's why it's like a stick in a trash bag. It's not comfortable. It's just not an event. It's like hold up. Wait. You know, if a woman doesn't stop you, that means she's really not rocking with you, because she just wants you to be done. But if a woman is like, yo, this okay, now let's pause right here, because like I said, this has happened to me, and I said, hold the phone, let me help you out, because it's like literally, you know how Missy was in that big old suit, I can't stand the rain, you know, it's like that, and it sounds like wind it's just like, is anybody trying to do that?
I got you, but are you doing that though? Are you telling? I mean, you ain't got to tell your business, but are you telling?
I said it's time. You got to switch this up. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. It's very honest. And I would like to believe that there are women and men, especially in our demographic. if we have college students listening to us, okay. All right. Like this, okay. This okay. Now listen, y'all. You hear this, right? Like, don't let this happen, please. But if you are in your 30s, people, be honest with each other. We are not living in music videos. We are not living in the fake world. Tell the truth.
I got that. But let me ask you this then, because this has happened with me before. Let's say a guy comes to visit you. Y'all getting ready hot and heavy. Of course, you've got condoms. Are you thinking to that guy, can he fit those?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
See what I'm saying?
You said if I bought them or he bought them.
So let's say, because women have condoms at their house too. There's been plenty of women that I've had sex with that have had, I may not have had them at the time, but they had condoms. So you go over there, you don't have a condom, and she's like, I got them. And she pulls out whatever and throws it on. Are you really saying to yourself, nah, babe, you looking at your, damn, I don't know if I can fit that shit. Or are you saying to yourself, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? Because how do you know what the man wears?
I mean, it's not really not rocket science to me. If I have purchased, if I was still, just really living that life, because for me personally, I get to know guys so much to where by the time we do anything, I pretty much know which way we're gonna go with this. But if I have something, a condom, and in actuality it doesn't fit him, you know what we gonna do? I'm gonna be like, I know this is terrible timing, because 9 times out of 10 this man should have had one himself, because he would have known what fits and what works for him and what doesn't. because they had to have that aha moment, right? Y'all would had to have that aha moment of what works for y'all. Because as a man, you putting it on yourself, so you should know already. But if it's just not working, guess what? 7-Eleven is 24 hours. We're going to the 7-Eleven.
Run to the store real quick.
We're going to the 7-Eleven. Yeah, because I value me and my eggs.
True story. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had that happen to me one time. I was going to see a girl, and I didn't have any condoms on me. I don't know why I didn't break, because my intent was not to have sex with her tonight, but she really wanted to have sex, and we were getting really hot in the moment. She said, "Be right back." I said, "Where you going?" She left me in the bed and ran to it was a Walgreens, no, a CVS. Ran right to the CVS, picked up some condoms, and came back. Literally left me in her house. She was like, "I'll just be like 5 minutes." And I was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, because she was, she really liked you, but she also wanted to make sure that y'all were good. Like, right. I think as non-toxic people like myself, we just want to make sure that we aren't putting ourselves and you in positions of, uncertainties. Because once the nut has came and gone, reality is there. And you don't want to be done and be like, "Why did I do that?" You'll be like, "You know what? It wasn't necessarily for me. Maybe we'll just be friends." And I'm able to walk away with a peace of mind knowing we're not having no baby.
Now that's real grown people stuff right there, honey.
We not having no baby.
That's really ain't no city girls. Wrong bitch. Right. About it.
No, see them girls be just what to twerk for $1, mess with you for $1. But when you have self-assurance that you just want to do stuff with your life and you value your purse pockets, you don't have time to be just out here. If you want to have a lot of sex, ladies, just do you. Just make sure you're doing it in a place in a good environment to where you aren't, bringing in a child, for a bag, or you're not having sex with somebody just to have a baby because they're rich or whatever. Think about you as a person and think about your child and their future. I mean, but not everybody thinks like that. Some women are like, I'm gonna mess with him because he got money.
So let me ask this: since we are talking about toxic relationships, we all grown. So, I mean, I know we're older, but if you were younger, would you stay in a toxic situation because the sex is good?
Younger, yes.
Absolutely. No. It ain't worth it. But that's just it's clearly Johnny's. She ain't doing it because she got the best.
She ain't doing. She's
like, either way, you still think about, you still could think about, put yourself in a scenario. I would say too, it depends on, like, when you saying stay, like if you're staying for this reason and you're not like putting your all in it or you're emotionally attached or what have you, you get what I'm saying? Like, if there's levels to it, like if you're being honest with yourself and saying, okay, I'm just here with this person to have sex, I know the relationship is toxic, but I enjoy that part with them, and you're honest with yourself, then hey, if that's what you want to do. But when you are there and you're being blind to the situation, then I feel like, that is an issue.
Yeah. And it depends on how you view yourself. Right. It really does. And I do understand that a lot of us are in very different situations. A lot of us were raised differently. I honestly, being a single woman, I also have to realize that men may see me on social media and they've like created and built this whole view of me and not knowing me. But if they really knew me, they knew I'm not really, I know John, this is probably like, Kevin know my stuff too. I'm not out here like dating a whole bunch of dudes. I'm not talking to NFL. I'm not talking to an NFL player. I ain't doing that because I think they sit back and probably just look. The ones that I would really be like, well, why ain't they jumping? Because I feel like a lot of guys just sit back and assume, and they haven't really got to know me. Now there are some fearless ones who just jump out there. Out there. But I truly do think people have sat back, analyzed, put together this scenario as to why they can or cannot holler. I mean, it's just a lot. And secondly, I'm just too busy. I be working. You know, Lord Tucker is over here crying because I ain't let him in. But yeah, I'm trying to work this thing, work this business, work my job, you name it. But with that being said, I'm not out here trying to have a man who could just buy me things or spoil me, which I would never reject that. But it has to be the right guy.
You're not trying to get flowed out?
Oh, flued out. Well, he got to be worth it. Of course, he would have to vet me too to make sure I'm worth it. But I'm not just going to talk to a dude because he's rich, or I'm not going to talk to a guy just because he's handsome. Like, it's got to make sense. You got to have good common sense. You have to, have been raised by good parents or single parent, whichever way, you were raised. Yeah. But I'm not.
Well, the reason why I'm asking that is because, I've been modeling for about 4 years now, and I can see the difference. Like, when I first started or when I wasn't modeling, it was always, model stuff. They don't really do. But it's like, now that I've been in it, I done seen dudes maybe I'm telling on myself, but this is a disclaimer to PSA for the fellas out there. Fellas, don't be sending dick pics. Don't send any of that shit to these girls out here, because these models and these girls have group chats that will share your info. I found this out recently. I wasn't involved in it, but some of my friends were involved.
It depends. It depends on your groups. It depends on your groups. I would just say to, you have your close friends, you have your different groups and stuff like that. For me, I'm definitely in the model community, but I don't, do too much to where people could in the model community could say, well, Erica did this. No, nobody could ever say that. Nobody could ever say that. Right. But in regards to being toxic, so what we have discussed today was just so significant. Kevin, you back? Your microphone working now? I cannot. It's very low.
No, the reason why I was saying that, Erica, is because one of my friends hit me up, and I'm not gonna say these models' names because
you can tell me when we get off. It's okay.
I will. But there's some models that have been in girls' inboxes that are married.
Oh yeah.
And they don't like, and I had to tell one of my homegirls he's married, and it wasn't as a snitch, but it was yo, he's married. Like, he made a post. And I think I said something to him to the degree yo, what's up, man? I know you got the ladies popping. He's like, nah, bro, don't say that. My wife don't see that. But he's been in girls' inboxes thinking that he's not married. And I was like, man, you can't do that. And that's when I found out that these girls are in these groups saying, girl, he's married, or he got a small dick, or whatever. And I'm sitting up here y'all really have this? She said, yeah, we really have this. And
I'm not in that network, but I will say that's why I don't ever date. I've only dated one model, but it was a long time ago, and he wasn't in the plus community. He's a straight line model, but I don't. Dang, yeah. You know what? That just lets me know I don't do too much Johnny's. I'm clearly not dating anybody.
Out recently, so that's why I put that disclaimer to my fellas out there that may be watching this. Look, even if you model or not, don't send them unless y'all in the relationship, y'all committed, because women will love to share your business, especially, or I'll say this, watch whose inbox you're in, because if you might slide in her inbox and you slide in another one and they talk.
But if you are sending penis pictures in the DM, in the direct messages, there might be a slight bit of toxicity that you just want to show off your dick. I'm just saying. Because there's a lot of men. Y'all love that little polished thumb. I mean, y'all just be wanting to show that thing off to everybody. I'm just saying.
Let's be clear that I have never wanted to, never understood why people do that. I don't either. Yeah, I don't
get it. It's a lot.
All I'm saying is I've done it before. I've had women send me pictures before. Matter of fact, somebody just sent me some videos right now for me to check.
Oh my gosh, you just bring them out, birthday. Don't you? For your birthday.
They said for my birthday, and they was like,
wow.
Okay, because I'm not saying any names. They have an OnlyFans, and they were like, I know you don't support it, but here's for your birthday, and I got to check it when I get off here. Yeah, but anyway, that's why because I might forward it to my homeboy. Be like, man, let's see what this girl sent me.
Yeah. Oh, well, ladies, look, y'all, look, Nick gonna be getting all kind of inboxes after this. Kevin, do you have anything for your segment today? Because it seems like you're going through. Can we hear you? Can you
hear me?
I can hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can give you.
Okay, so
Kevin
Kevin is gonna give you the fuck my life. Cue the music. Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, we'll see how long it takes me to get through it if the mic don't cut off or whatever. So the fuck my life for this week, I've had a lot of mini ones, but so the one for this week would be, I say Wednesday. I'm working, I'm having a good day, I'm relaxing, and this is just an ode to the people who live alone. You know, it's blessings that come with it, but it's a curse that comes with it too. And you'll know why when I get through the story. So I'm working, I go to relieve myself in the restroom, take a quick break. When I'm washing my hands, I go to dry my hands on the towel, and what comes out from the towel? None other than Waspzilla. The hugest wasp that I have ever seen in my fucking life. I hollered to the high heavens, you know, not to the low. I hollered as loud as probably the whole neighborhood could hear me because I was hollering, screaming, like literally screaming like I was on a roller coaster. And had to kill this motherfucker. I don't know how I did it. I had to find my fly swatter, which is somewhere in the house that I didn't know where it was, but I found it. I killed it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've done a great thing. You know, because back in the day, I'm not a bug killer. I don't deal with them.
Me either.
Like,
I escort them out.
Even though I'm the oldest,
I hate bugs.
Even though I'm the oldest, my siblings were always, you know, my backup for that. So, but I had to do it on my own. So I'm thinking, you know, I got through it. I get back to work. The next little break that I take, I walk into the hallway. It's another fucking Waspzilla. So at this point,
it's a nest in your house. Kevin.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in the house. Like towards the end of the evening, I had turned complete militia. Navy, I didn't close all the doors in the fucking because I don't know where the fucking nest is. I didn't ordered this shit right here.
He has wasp and hornet killer.
Wow.
Because I don't even think I can sleep like peacefully now because
you should have somebody come out like an exterminator.
Absolutely.
You
definitely
have a nest.
Happen.
Well, y'all send prayers to Kevin in the comments on social media.
Not one, two of the motherfuckers. I think it's inside one of the guest rooms the one that my mother stayed in when she was here. I think it's there.
Okay, well, y'all send prayers out to Kevin that he don't get stung in the middle of the night and he wake up.
But if it's a nest in your house, Kevin, you should be able to see it.
It should be prevalent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just grateful it's not in the bathroom. Because, you know, I like to take baths in the morning. So I said,
thing sting you in the nuts.
What if I get in the tub and then another one flies out? I'm going to be then tripped all up in the tub. I'm going to be then tore my ass up.
That's terrible.
I'll insert the sound of me hollering. Like I have to reenact it because it was something. It was brain curdling.
Look at Nick's face. It's like, what?
Johnny, I never say fuck my life. I agree.
Do you have a mommy moment for them today?
Girl, you know I always have a moment. That's my life. I'm a mother, a mommy. So I always have a moment. So my mommy moment is just a little conversation between me and my daughter. So, you know, I'm fussing her brother out like, you know, you guys do not listen. I don't know. You know, y'all let me know. Are my kids the only kids that don't listen? You know, I need to know. So she looks at me and she said, Mommy, I know why we don't listen. And I'm like, why? Why don't y'all listen, Nia? Because we love you. I'm like, Lord, if this is love, this is toxic.
This is toxic. Bing.
Right.
She just was giving you an answer. She just was giving you an answer. And she was sweetening the pot at the same time.
She was, and she know how to do it, honey. I'm like, how at 2, well, she's 3 now. At 3 years old, you know how to give the look. You know exactly what to say. You know, you really know how to, you know, get out of trouble. I'm looking like, Lord have mercy. If this is 3, what is 13 gonna look like? Lord.
We are ready. I think.
Oh, and she's a girl too? Yeah, that means she's gonna have daddy wrapped around her finger.
Already.
Daddy, I want. How can you say no to that? And then you gonna be the one, damn it, why you keep at the... Trust me, I got a younger sister. That's how it was. My mom would be like, no, I'm not doing that. But daddy. Okay, girl, I got you.
Johnny, you know what that moment reminds me of when you say you asked her why y'all don't listen, and she said, because we love you. That reminds me of me as a child asking my mama, why did you beat me? And she said, we beat you because we love you.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I think we've all heard that there. All right. Listen, so we have really just used up all our time today, but it was for the best because this was a really, really, really good episode.
For the greater good.
Yes, it was for the greater good of the podcast because, you know, this was really good. I'm sure we're going to get feedback on this one. And if you want to give us feedback, it's all right. You have the opportunity. And, you know, if I talk to the team, we might have to go live. I don't know. This one might be good. Pose some toxic questions. The crowd's going to go wild. So, Nick, where can everybody find you on social media, especially if the ladies want to, if they want to send you an inbox of all kinds of things, especially since you'll be having a birthday and all that good stuff?
Chuckie Casanova on Instagram, Nick Darden on Facebook. I'm maxed out on friends, so you can follow me on Facebook, but you won't be able to add me, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Maybe if
there's a max?
There is a max.
5,000. So if you inbox me, then what I can do is I might delete, because I got people that got 2 or 3 pages, so I'll just delete one of their pages and add you. So we'll do that. But Chuckie Casanova on Instagram, and I support everybody, man. But I support all people, toxic or not. I love you all.
Toxic or not. So if you're toxic, Nick said it's okay. We can be friends.
We can be friends. We might not date.
Can be friends.
we might have sex. We might that, but
Nick said you might get to beat the drum up. Yes, look at you. Oh,
hey, man, you know. Respectfully.
Nick, we turning 38. We ain't taking it to year 38, Nick.
No, I'm not. I'm just messing.
You gotta make that thing be a prized possession. Right. We're gonna work with Nick to make it a prized possession.
I will say I'm learning that now. I will say that, and I know we gotta really wrap it up, but I got a new house. So it's like I just moved. So it's like,
so now you're getting new house vagina.
Yeah, I'm getting new house vagina. Like,
right.
Wow. I know my neighbors are like, damn, is he running a brothel over there? Like, because you keep seeing different cars running in the house.
New house, new lady friends. Okay.
Look, Erica, we might have to get Nick might have to get himself together, right? And when we start our new, we might have to get him on there.
We're gonna have to get him on.
I'm already. And I gotta get y'all on mine. So I got a podcast. Let me shout out to my boys, Mark, Christo, and Shan. We got a Cleats, Fries and Life podcast. We got the Oral Stimulation podcast. You kind of know what that's all about. And then we got the Medicine and the Candy podcast, which is more about women's empowerment. So I definitely want to have you guys on any one of those 3.
Oh, I'm scared. I don't know which one we would be on.
Right.
Oral stimulation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
I'm gonna have to wear my shades during that whole interview.
All right.
So definitely go follow all of those podcasts. And for us, we're in season 2, but make sure you follow us on all social media platforms so that you can catch us. You know, on YouTube, you'll see what we look like. So you can say, hey, leave a little comment, but like, share, subscribe. And if you want to come over to Facebook, that's cute too. It's the same function. You can see what we look like. You can catch us when we go live. You can see, make sure you follow us so you can catch all the contests because things should be popping off really soon. You don't want to miss the opportunity to win a Bougie gift. And also, Johnny's kind of hinted to it. We do have something coming. So if you are single, make sure you follow us because we might have an opportunity for you to find the love of your life. Potentially.
And slide in Erica's inboxes because her inboxes are dry, fellas. So slide in her inbox.
Listen, I'm cool. A very hollow inbox, even though my inbox is a mess. But I don't have time to be checking all that craziness. But thank you for
sliding there.
Thank you for joining us today, because you are a hoot. And of course, we got Mr. Kev and Miss Johnny's. Check us out, and we'll catch y'all next week. Bye.